First-person open-world games are at the peak of their popularity. By creating massive worlds and letting the players choose their own path, they allow us to immerse ourselves in the game as never before. Modern titles like Ubisoft's Far Cry 4, Techland's Dying Light, or 2K Games' Borderlands are perfect examples of this phenomenon. However, if we were to look for one company that can really be called the master of this genre, it would be none other than Bethesda. Founded in 1986 by Christopher Weaver in Bethesda, Maryland, in its almost 30-year history, the company became synonymous with great open-world experiences. Examples of this legacy can be best illustrated by their series of the Elder Scrolls games and post-2004 Fallout titles. Not only is Bethesda responsible for creating some of the most popular first-person open-world games, but they also quite possibly created the very first one. Based on James Cameron's hit 1984 sci-fi action movie, The Terminator, it was also the first ever game published on its license. It was released in 1990, and here's what you could get in the box: floppy disks with the game, an instruction manual, a code card, which served as anti-piracy protection back in the day. Upon first launch, the game asked for a specific piece of code from this sheet in order to run. A handy map of the area of Los Angeles that the game takes place in. Overall, quite a nice set that really makes you sad when today in most game boxes you only get a disc and a leaflet. The game is set in 1984, and the map covers quite a big portion of downtown LA. It starts with a nice looking intro sequence, giving us the background of Judgment Day. In the main menu, we can select the graphics settings, game difficulty, and if we want to play as the Terminator or as Kyle Reese. One has to find and kill Sarah Connor, and the other one has to protect her. Getting dropped in the game world makes you as confused as Kyle when he went back to the past. You have no equipment, no weapons, and no idea where your target is. Playing the game without the manual is almost impossible due to a quite complicated control scheme and unintuitive mechanics. Bethesda actually tells us this with a note in the game box. After spending a few moments on studying the manual and keeping the map handy, the game actually becomes playable and quite interesting. Regardless of which character you are playing, the first thing you need to do is get yourself some equipment, like a compass, to at least get the general idea of where your target is. A good place to find it would be to check the phone book for a sports goods store. Don't worry if it's far away, because this game allows you to get in any car and drive there. Keep in mind, this was 7 years before the first Grand Theft Auto, which makes this quite a groundbreaking concept for the time. Playing it for a while, you realize that the game is not much about the goal as it is about the journey. You can buy or steal items from the stores, rob a bank, practice your aim in the shooting range, or on other people, and so on. It's all about preparation and taking your time in order to assure your advantage over the enemy. From a graphical perspective, the game does really look like the first of its kind. It is impressive, however, that the developers managed to create such an open and active world given the storage and performance limitations at the time. Has the game aged well? Not really. The dated graphics, slow animation, complicated controls, and bugs make it quite difficult to enjoy. However, it's hard to deny Bethesda their ambition in what they wanted to create. Who knows, maybe without the Terminator, there would be no Elder Scrolls. For some, it can be a bit hard to like this game, but it's very easy to respect it as a part of gaming history. The title is pretty much considered abandonware at this point, so you can find it for free on one of many sites offering old DOS games. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you liked it or didn't like it, let me know in the comments below. And as Arnie says at the end of this game,